Okay, let's start. So hello, everyone. Once again, nice to meet you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Valentina Müller. I am the project manager of the Jagaad Academy. The objective for today's presentation is to check the backend course. But before doing so, let me run briefly through our agenda for today. We will meet the team, first of all, me and the rest of the presenters that you're seeing highlighted, by the way. Then we'll jump into the course presentation. We will check directly with the coach, the structure and the models of the course. Then we will have our partner, Emanuele from Heply, who will be talking to you about their hiring opportunities with us with the Academy. Afterwards, we have Anna, our head of HR, talking about the selection criteria. And at the end, we have the Q&A session where you can do all of your questions. So let's meet the team. This is me. Hi. I'm the project manager, but I'm also the communication manager for Jagaad, corporate, and other branches that we have. This is my email in case you want to email me for any further questions. And I also invite you to connect with me via LinkedIn. We can also reach out there. And if you have further questions, I'm really happy to support you with that. Then we have Lucas, our coach. Lucas, please.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Lucas. I'm a PHP developer and the backend development coach. And yeah, we are going to talk about the course structure later.
Thank you, darling. Now we have Emanuele, our partner. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, everybody. I'm very glad to be here. Thanks to the Jagaad team to invite us.
You're welcome. Our pleasure. Then we have our head of lead, Anna.
Hello, everybody. I can't wait to present to you our insight on application process and also answer your questions. So please add them in the chat.
Sorry. So we all know you're facing maybe a strange moment of your life right now. Maybe you are changing your career path. Maybe you are just graduated from your university and you don't know which will be your next steps. You have been listening a lot of the digital transformation, web development roles out there, but you really don't know if or not to jump into this new world because it might sound very complex, right? But our invitation for you is, what if the right moment is now? What if it's today and with us the moment to jump into the IT world? And in order to convince you a little bit about why to do so, why we are here today actually, and the reason why we have created these courses for you to join, we want to give you a little bit of context of what's happening with the web developer market. So we understand that today there is a very big gap in terms of like the amount of companies that are searching for IT profiles, for web developer profiles, and the people out there, actually IT experts that are out there. Just in Europe, for you to have a reference, there is a shortage, or so there are like over 500,000 developers missing from the European market. So this is a lot. The hiring opportunities are rising every day. These are like titles and news that we took from, for example, Forbes, on Globe's Newswares and the Economic Times that point out exactly this. What is going on in the world? We don't have enough web developers. We don't have software developers in Europe. We don't have software developers in the United States. It's a worldwide crisis. We don't have enough people working on this. And actually, this is why we are creating this course. Which are the key drivers that are contributing to this trend? Obviously, the pandemic and its crisis have pushed a lot of the digital transformations. All of the companies right now are in the need to digitally transformate. And this has led to a growing demand on specialization. So they are searching for specialized profiles in, for example, automation, in artificial intelligence, in DevOps, in augmented reality. So this is why the trend is uprising, and this is why we're trying to close the gap with these courses. This is a reference that we took from McKinsey. McKinsey is a huge international consultancy. I hope you all know it. And actually, they mentioned that IT and web design is the second biggest area in the world where there is a skill gap. And just to understand that what companies are doing in order to solve this, they are hiring. Aside of obviously building skills internally in their companies, the easiest way out to solve this gap is by hiring new talents. And just to close this, just to hyper convince you that the hiring opportunities are uprising and out there, just based on Eurostat, 50% of companies in the European Union have difficulties recruiting IT profiles due to this shortage. For example, on the other side of the world, on the United States, the software developer shortage rate of unfilled IT jobs will increase by 22% by the year 2030. The European software skills share that among the software-related roles, the demand for developers, so what we're teaching you through our courses, is the highest one. And actually, the most in-demand programming languages are the ones that we will teach you, such as Java, JavaScript, HTML, and PHP, this precise course that you're watching today. So let's talk a little bit about our academy. How can this academy help you change your life? Obviously, as you have seen in the previous slides, you will have a career growth for sure. You will have access to closer to world trends. What you're learning right now in this course is very trendy and will set the base for you to learn more programming language that can be updated from now on. You will for sure need to learn how to teamwork, because we believe this is one of the main skills, must skills, to be a good web developer. You will have access to world-class jobs. You will need for sure to learn how to have a positive mindset. You really need to work on having patience and, as I said, teamwork skills in order to master this job, this world of opportunities. You will have access to great remuneration, flexibility, not only to study, but also to work from anywhere, such as we're all doing. I don't know if you know, but Jagaad is a digital company. So most of the people that are presenting today work from home or work from their own offices, because we don't have an office. So welcome to the world of digital nomads, by the way. And it's a skill up continuously. As I was telling you, once you enter the IT market, you need to be always upscaling your skills, and we will set the base for you. We will give you the base so you can do that from now on. What is unique about our academy? We have top performing coaches, as you will see with Lucas in a couple of slides more. We have a very team-oriented and collaborative way of doing classes. We like that you meet your classmates and the rest of our community and the rest of our coaches. It's not only you doing classes on your own, so you will get to connect with more people. It's very practice-oriented. We will be working on real projects that you will be able to afterwards put on your portfolio. So you will be able to use them to show off with clients that you already did this. We focus on one domain, meaning that you will become an expert. Our aim and our mission is for you to become an expert on backend development through PHP. You will have unlimited access to our coaches, so you can reach out to them whenever you need, and obviously to our career service support. HR during the academy is also super active, and they will be helping you with your CV and supporting you for getting prepared for interviews and getting you connected to partners. So it's very active in our academy. How about the course? It's a 6-month course. I think by now you all should know that, 4 times per week. So it's very intense. We have it set up in English. You will have access to many job opportunities at the end. Actually, as we said, and as we shared in some of our platforms, 80% of our highest performing students will get hired by Jagaad or one of our companies that we partner with. So we're doing these courses because we're really in the need of hiring these types of profiles. And as I said before, you get access to career service and one-on-one meetings to your coaches and to HR. Now let's check about the course presentation. So please, I leave the floor to you, Lucas. Thanks.
Thank you, Valentina. So yeah, so just before I go to the course content, let me introduce myself. I'm Lucas. I have been working as a software developer since 2013, so almost 10 years. And yeah, most of my career as a PHP developer. I'm a Zen certified PHP engineer. I got the certification in 2015. And yeah, during my career, I had the experience to work in different types of projects and companies, and yeah, projects and technologies from small and large companies. And I'm gonna be your coach for this PHP backend course. So before I go to the next slide, just to talk about what we're gonna see now. just gonna check what exactly the backend PHP, the PHP backend developer means. Then we're gonna have an overview of the modules of the course. And also we're gonna understand and learn what is the course goal. All right, so let's go to the next slide. So yeah, the first question, what is backend? So this is very beginner question, but to answer this question, we have this slide where we can look at the words PHP and backend description. First, looking at the backend description, we have a backend developer deals with writing server-side web application logic. Well, but what is server-side? Let's take an example. Imagine you go to an online store or an e-commerce and interact with the website via links, buttons, navigating through page, checking the product photos, and all these kind of things. All these behaviors provided in the interface displayed in your browser is an example of what we call client side. So long story short, everything displayed on your on the user device is what we call client side. Well, now we know what client side is, but the question is, what is server side? So the server side is what is not displayed on the user's device. All right. So for example, when you buy a product, you finish your checkout and on the e-commerce, and all that order processing, such as communication with payment service, the order delivery updates, email notifications, and all the business logic, all this kind of behaviors is located on the server side. And the server side is exactly what is built and maintained by the backend developer. Okay, so now let's talk about the PHP world. Now we understand a little bit better what is the server side. So the PHP is the programming language that we are going to use. It's the tool that we are going to have more contact with during the course. And just a short information about it, PHP is the most popular programming language when we talk about development of server-side web applications, and is one of the easiest to learn and to start with. Also, PHP is used by many popular companies, for example, Facebook, Wikipedia, Slack, WordPress, and so on. So just to wrap up this slide and have a final definition of PHP backend developer, we can say that the PHP backend developer is the person who writes the server-side web application logic using PHP. All right, so going to the next slide, we have the course goal. So although most of the course content is related to technical skills, as we advance in the lessons, you are gonna also to see and learn, let's say, non-technical content that will help you improve your soft skills, such as communication and general teamwork ability. So that's why we have in the description, in the slide description, that the goal is to the goal of the course aims to prepare the students to become a backend developer who knows how to build high-quality server-side application using PHP. So that's why we have this goal. Moving to the next slide. Now we are gonna start talking about each module of the course. As we can see, the course is separated into two parts of 3 modules. In the first 3 modules, we cover content more target to beginners, including algorithms and PHP basics, to object-oriented programming. Okay, so you're gonna check this later, but that's basically the first part. And the idea of this first part is to provide you a good foundation to learn high-level PHP tools, and even to prepare you to learn another programming language. And in the second part, last three modules, you are going to learn about the tools and techniques used by the companies, include, like, let's say, intermediate and advanced topics. Yeah, in the next slide, we go module by module, briefly describing each of them. Okay, the first module, as I mentioned, we have the basics of programming and some essentials developer tools that we are going to cover. The idea here is to get familiar with PHP and understand how to manage a code base using Git. Then we are going to move to the second module. And the idea of the second module is that at the end, you should be able to create what we usually call the classical PHP application with a web interface managing a database containing like create, update, read and delete operations. Going to the next module, module number 3, we have I think this is one of the most important topic. It's a very important, another important topic, which is also common in other programming languages. That we are also cover other paradigms, but we are going to focus on object-oriented programming. At this point, we are going to start creating, let's say, more professional PHP applications. Okay, and then go to the module number 4, or starting the second part of the course. We are going to talk about web services, or more specifically REST APIs and frameworks. We are going to see topics about communication between applications, what a framework is, and why companies usually adopt them instead of creating the software from scratch, and what are the pros and cons of these decisions. Also in this module, we're going to start implementing unit tests in our practical lessons. So starting from this module. Then going to module number 5, we have this, we are going to basically talk about essential tools to manage, automate, and deploy PHP applications. That is, we will see tools that the companies are using nowadays in their development process. For example, we're going to see topics related to Docker, continuous integration, continuous delivery, Heroku, how to connect in a remote server, and this kind of thing. And finally, going to module number 6. Yep. We are going to go further into the topic of frameworks and how we are going to see how it works internally. Then we're going to learn about Symfony and develop an application using it. Also, we're going to have an overview of other frameworks out there in the PHP community, and learn how to get started with a new framework. Of course, as I mentioned, this is only the short description of each module, but on each of them, we're going to see many other topics and also create very cool APIs and web applications. And yeah, here at this slide, we have just an idea of the average salary for a PHP developer. This is from United States, from the website Glassdoor. And you can go to the next one. And here we have some of the skills you should have at the end of the course. So yeah, writing code in PHP, writing unit tests, and all that kind of thing I already described. So I think that's it for the course presentation. I hope now you want to become a PHP backend developer. And just before I move forward, please, I want to ask you to access the QR code we have at the end of the presentation and check out our free mini course that we have. I have some PHP lessons recorded there, and it's totally free. And yeah, that's it. I hope to see you on the PHP course lessons. Thank you,
darling. Thank you so much. Guys, Lucas will be at the end of the presentation also in order to answer to all of your questions. We have already been receiving, we are gathering all of them. But before that, We will have now our partner, Emanuele, who so kindly is here with us today to explain a little bit about Heply, about our partnerships. We work together, and they are also hiring some of our graduates. So I will stop sharing my screen. He will be sharing his screen, and then we take it from there.
Thank you, Valentina. I will share my screen. Just give me a second. Okay, here we are. Okay, so hello again, everybody. I'm very happy to be here joining this course presentation to this backend course presentation. I would like to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Emanuele Bertoldi. I work as a lead software engineer at Heply. I started to code at 11 years old, quite early. I started to develop, a Tamagotchi video game in Visual Basic 6. Now I can say that wasn't the best decision in my career, but was a starting point. So everybody has to start somewhere. I started from there. It was already around 20 years. I'm coding, I'm building software solutions and digital products. And now at Heply, my role has basically two aspects. The first one is the technical role. So I could define myself as a full stack engineer. So I work both on backend and front end, but my role also covers another aspect, which is to help the company to let his resources to grow, technically speaking. So improving their skills, their technical skills. And my role as a lead software engineer is to guide them, to coach them, and to mentor them in order to let them to develop, to improve their technical skills. So I'm very happy to be here for this course presentation, because I think this is one of the most important things at the moment for this market, which is training new people to enter in the market with solid foundations. Okay, so I'm sure this academy could give you a really rock solid baseline for your software career. Two words also about the company I'm working for, which is Heply. We started in 2019, so we are quite young. Not only because we are only 3 years old, but also because the average age of my colleagues is quite young. So it's around, I think, 25 years old, 26 maybe. So we started in 2019, starting from scratch, with just 7 people, 4 developers, and we grow as a positive company. It means that we put in the middle, at the center of our company culture, a positive mindset. Okay, so we really believe that the happiness comes, you reach the happiness working when you develop what you love and with love. So love for the projects you are working for, and also for the clients you are working for. So we grew in 2020, we reached around 20 employees with a very low rate of leaving from the company, which basically was around zero. And the last year, 2021, we make a full turnover, economically speaking, financially speaking. So we reached the goal of reaching more than 1 million of general revenue, and that was a real challenge for at least for the Italian market, which is not easy for new companies. Now we are around 30 talents divided, working for 7 different divisions, which are project managed, the tech department, which is the real heart of the company, the design team, the quality assurance team, the sales, operations, and marketing team. About our mission, we design and realize software solutions to answer to every specific need of our clients. So, as I like to say, we don't just resell software solutions, and we don't try to fit the client's needs to our solutions, to our digital products, but we try to fit our solution to the client needs. So our workflow starts from hearing the real needs of the clients. And so we develop basically all our projects, all our products are custom products. So we start most of the time from scratch. These are the services that we provide to our clients. So from the web products, so digital platforms, showcase websites, customizers, e-commerce, and so on. Mobile services, so we develop companion application, magazine application, and so on. We also have experience with analysis and IT operation services, and also in digital experience, like, for example, IoT and vocal assistant integration. Our workflow is, as I said, started from analysis. So listening to the needs of our clients, analyze the problem, and look for a solution. Then we move to the user experience analysis and the user interface design. We then move to the development phase, which is building the software. Next is the quality assurance step, the deployment and assistance. Of course, this is not a simple linear process, because this process is repeated for each feature, so it's more a cycle. We start from analysis, and when we deploy, we deliver the features, we start again for the next one. The roles involved in this kind of workflow covers a lot of different roles, from project managers, developers, sales, quality assurance, finance. This is important because in a modern company, in a modern software company, teams have to be really strong, and the collaboration should be very, very strong. So it's really important also for backend developers to have a clear communication with front-end developers and vice versa. So it's really important, the team aspect in a modern company. Our clients are from small to medium enterprises, and also a couple of large companies. In the last year, we have been working for around 75 companies in several markets, from automotive to medical to fintech, travel, and so on. A couple of case history, a couple of projects we worked for. We developed a digital platform for this client, big country. They provide a service like a sort of Airbnb, but for travel experience, for example, to gather all together in a single travel experience, beautiful landscapes with beautiful food, especially in the countryside. Italy has a very beautiful landscape and countryside, so they provide a really nice experience. We developed the whole digital platform to book this kind of experience, to pay the booking, and to monitoring the booking, and so on. Regarding the showcase website, we work for one of the market leaders in the medical market, which is Lima Corporate. It's a big enterprise in medical equipment market. We built for them the whole corporate website, which delivers all their catalogs in many different languages with specific catalog of products for each specific country. So from a technical point of view, was quite challenging because there are a lot of products and the targeting of these products change for each different country. Then we also work for T-Risk, which is a safety company providing safety services for the people who was traveling all around the world in dangerous places, dangerous countries for work. And T-Risk provide them safety services like, for example, rescue in case of emergency, or providing news and content about the risks specific for that country. For them, we developed the whole monitoring platform with geolocalization of the people installing this application on their smartphone, and also all the services that allows them to start a rescue intervention when one of the registered users, for example, ask for help with the SOS feature. And finally, there is another case history I want to mention, which is the IoT world and the vocal assistant integration. We work for AutoStar, which is one of the biggest card selling companies in northern Italy. For them, we developed a full geolocalization solution for cars. They have several shops, several sites with a lot of cars, like several hundred cars for site. So it's really hard after a while to keep track of where a specific car actually is, because there are test drives, so cars are moving from one side to the other, so it's really hard to track them. We install some Bluetooth beacons on the cars. With every site has an antenna to gather the information about car geolocalization, and we develop also a platform to provide this geolocalization information to the AutoStar team in order for the sellers to know where the car is. Then we also integrated Alexa as a vocal assistant in order to improve the user experience. So the seller could just ask Alexa where the car is, and Alexa will answer, telling him, look, this car is located in site 1 or in site 4. Okay, was really fun to develop this project. They're really challenging. We also work as tech booster for a couple of startups. I would like to mention this success story, which was for the Flare company, which is in the body shaving market. They developed a really good product, a physics product for body shaving, and Heply helped them to build a customer experience, so a buying experience, which increase the conversion rate a lot. So it was really challenging because it involved to refactor completely their backend, moving to more advanced technologies, and also reviewing the checkout user experience. So it was really challenging, but the result was very, very satisfying for the client. Okay, then, as Valentina mentioned before, we are hiring, as most of the software companies are doing right now. And specifically, we are looking for junior front-end developers and junior backend developers. For the backend world, we are looking for PHP and Laravel developers, Node.js, and C#. What we offer? We offer, of course, a competitive compensation, a rapid growth, with a clear and merit-based career path, possibility of dealing with emerging technologies. We also have really nice offices, so really enjoyable. We have sofa, relaxing areas, table tennis, table football, coffee, fruit, fresh water. So if you live in Italy, of course you can enjoy these offices. But if you are not living here, don't worry, we also offer remote working solutions. So thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Emanuele. Guys, once again, I remember you to note down all of your questions. Now we will jump into our other slides for just the final part, and then that's it, and we can start with the Q&A. My screen is fine, right? Yes. So now it's a pleasure to welcome to our beloved Anna. She's the head of HR, and she's we can say part of the soul of our team. So it's very nice for everyone that you are able to meet her today.
Well, after such a generous introduction, hello everybody. It is my pleasure to meet you, and actually I'm looking very much forward to see you on board in this course. Now, in the HR office, we are the ones that meet you first within the interview in the application process. So let us discuss in general, what are the criteria and what are we looking for when you apply for our academy courses. So to start with, our general selection criteria based on which your initial application is going to be reviewed is the following. We are looking for good spoken English, starting with B1+. We are assessing your communication skills and the way you can elaborate, showcase, and describe your previous experience as well in terms of your either student life or relevant experience that we ask you about. We are looking for your logical reasoning, and that's something that's tested in the interview process through live logical questions that we are addressing directly at you. And this is basically the skill that is to make us confident that while you come from various backgrounds in this new field for you, you have the logics that are a must in the coding sphere. And basically the business logic is something that you will be very familiar with once you start to code and learn how to do it, because this is coming first off from your logical skills. And this is something you're gonna be assessed on. We are looking for team players because you're gonna have team assignments. So you will be asked about your teamwork experiences and how well have you been involved in the team, taking ownership and even leadership roles. Of course, we are looking for your choice of technology, why exactly you're choosing backend, what's the passion behind, what's the drive, the energy, the real triggers behind you, the passion that you have for backend, or if you've explored it enough. And this is coupled basically with the next criteria, which is your strong motivation. It's a 6-month course, and this involves commitment, which comes on a weekly basis with a lot of involvement, also doing homework. So strong motivation is another criteria that we're going to assess, as well as your basic digital skills, because this is a remote course. So you will have to be good in terms of PC architecture, networking, operating systems, and be capable to navigate online and use the basically all the digital environments in which we will teach. As these are the general selection criteria, after you will be selected based on these, if you are signing up for the front end or the back end track, you will also be introduced to the initial topics that you have to learn about and know as you are onboarding on the course. And this is something that you will receive in your onboarding pack as you are coming in the course. So in here, we are going to go more into details about object-oriented programming. So what are the concepts, the principles and the patterns about it? You'd have to have a little knowledge about database, what are some interfaces, algorithms, and data structures. So all of that is going to be explained for you, but this is something that after you selected, you'll get to learn and have in the onboarding process within the course. Now going next, basically how the application happens. This is probably the question in the mind of most of you in here. As we are on the 27th of July today, the application period is open until July 31st. And how does this application is done? You have to complete the application within the available links directly on the website, where you have to submit your CV. So you have to update it in the last version. And in there also illustrate your motivation so that we understand your reasoning behind application. Also some formality contact sharing so that we can reach you out. Now, after you've submitted your applications until July 31, you, if are shortlisted, are going to be invited to schedule a meeting with the HR team. And that's where the second step of the application process is happening. Basically, you're going to meet with my colleagues to go through the logical reasoning questions in the live interview, and also assess more in depth your experience and your motivation and commitment and your future routine starting with September, because it will involve a lot of commitment again, as I say it. Now, after the interview, we make our decisions. So you are going to be informed on the third stage about your final status, whether you are selected or not. And if you are going to be invited to review towards the middle of the August maximum, the contract that you have to sign in order for you and us to have clarity on the engagement and on the commitment within this course. So this is the review stage, where eventually after you review it and add your data, you will have to sign the contract. Once the contract is signed, you are considered fully signed up for the course with acts in order, as I say it. So you would have also clarity on what to expect from our side. We will list all the obligations that we have as providers of this course. And in September, since August is still a month for you to onboard, as I said earlier, you will be introduced to the terms that you have to get yourself familiar. In September, we're starting the course. And in there, already after admission, you are meeting in class with your colleagues and your coach as well. Now, going next, as your application is of success, of course, while you're already signed up for Academy, you are already a student of Academy. And as Valentina mentioned earlier, we are also providing some exceptional service in this course length, that we are going to get you ready for insertion on the labor market, basically. So Vale, can you go a little back? So what does this imply? Basically, we're gonna help you and provide you with particular assistance from the HR department from Jagaad, because our best interest is to have you ready to obtain the dream job that you're looking for yourself on the IT market, remote or even in person. So in here, we're gonna help you with CV creation, with LinkedIn profile completion, and best version of that can be completed on your side, and also how to prepare for an interview, how to be the best version of yourself in an interview setting, as well as we will assist you in connection with other companies. And we take this very seriously, so we even put it in the contract, because we will introduce you to a minimum of companies already that we are looking to partner and have jobs for you presented at the end of the course. So this is a whole career resource that is bringing you to the level of being able to be hired on the labor market. And this is something that the Jagaad will also offer, not just the technical skills training. Now, going next, of course, all of this sounds captivating already and thrilling, I hope, for most of you. But as all good things, they come also with a price, and this price will be paid at the end of the course. That's the arrangement we have, coming from a starting point of trust, because we want to onboard you and have you in the course, no matter of your background, no matter of the graduate or undergraduate studies that you have. We're looking basically to have the right motivation and the logical reasoning behind. And once you signed up, it's all free. But as you graduate from the course, you will have to pay a price after graduation in the span of 2 years, as we expect you to be hired within these 2 years. That's the maximum. Of course, we rely that you would be hired in the immediate 6 months after graduation. But once you get hired, you will have to start to pay in installments, Jagaad, for the course at the Academy. So basically, you'd have to pay every month an installment of 150 euros until you complete the full amount of 3,000 from the moment of your employment, to be clear. So not immediately as you graduate, just because you graduate, but it is conditioned by the fact that you obtain a job upon employment, upon graduation. So I hope for now this is already illustrative and is proving for you that we also are committed as a company to not only teach you, but also make sure that you obtain a job, because this is based on us being able to have our return of investment. So for now, I will keep it at this point, but I will be open for further questions as they come. Vale, back to you.
Thank you, dear, so much for your words and explanations. And now the moment that I think we have all been waiting for, the Q&A session. So now we have two options. If you have the courage, you can raise your hands and we can unmute you. And please feel free to address questions to the coach, Anna, me, or Emanuele. And otherwise, you can type them down on the chat bot. Right in the chat, sorry. Now we have been already receiving some questions. So, Kay, can you kick it off?
Yeah, hello everyone. So starting from the first question, we have what happens if the employer expectation doesn't meet the course syllabus? Can I be hired only with the knowledge of the course, or do I need to study more? I think it's both for Anna and Lucas.
All right, okay. Until Lucas prepares his answer, I will start with the end of the question. It's not going to be only an employer, so it will be multiple employers, and the course structure has been designed having in mind our requirements for job positions, and therefore we are adapted to the market and we are on the market, so to say. Therefore, we are up to date in terms of the course content and what's required in the market per se. Therefore, you will be trained based in the market trained and the recent most updated versions of PHP requirements, and not only, but Lucas can go into details. But from the employer perspective, you're not gonna stop, or we are not going to stop only after one employer application. We're gonna reach a minimum of at least 15 applications, and we are gonna introduce you with a minimum of 5 partners that we have from our business partners at Academy. Therefore, from this pool of options that we will have for you, the objective expectation is to have at least one offer for you, at least one offer. So Lucas, I will pass it to you if you want to go more into details about the PHP course structure and content.
Yeah, so yeah, after the course, for example, even if you have already learned PHP, but you are looking for a job opportunity that require another specific skill, we are going to continue supporting and helping you answer questions and guiding you to get this opportunity. So in terms of PHP, I think the basic foundation and doing all the exercise that we are going to provide, it's enough. But for sure, you need to have a continuous learning and improvement, and we are going to continue to help you on this way. So yeah, that's it about the technical content.
Next question. Should I read one, or you have it, Kay?
I have it. So how many hours per day will a typical lesson in the course take? Also, do you strictly do Monday to Thursday, or the 4 days per week can be variated?
Lucas?
Yeah, it's 4 lessons for a week, 2 hours each day. And yeah, it basically, but we are gonna have also homework, projects, quizzes. So yeah, it's quite a few things that we are gonna have per week.
Can you clarify which days we're planning to do it?
Yeah, it's planned for us to have it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we have 1 day off for you to study more.
But obviously this is to be completely set up. If
Yeah.
most of the class cannot do 1 day, we can tailor, we can be a little bit flexible on this. But obviously this is to be discussed further on the road. So upcoming question, please.
Yes. What happens if you find a job before the course completion anyways?
We need you to complete the course to get the certificate, to be validated for us and to offer you all the hiring opportunities that get from it, obviously. But since the hours will be late, even like late after lunch, about around 4 p.m. CET, I think we can support you to make it work and to do both things at the same time. We can pick different situations independently. But yes, that could happen. Anna, do you have anything to complement?
Yes, so basically this is an ideal situation. If you find a job before graduation, it tells us about how agile you are and how fast you can be in there on the market. Therefore, in the contract, we put that directly, that we are ready to review the costs that you are going to be obliged to pay for us if you happen to be able to be hired sooner than graduating. So of course, it's in our interest, and it's the best scenario. If you get a job earlier, it means that you are competitive on the job market. And yes, we are ready to review the costs that you have to pay us back. So it's indeed an incentive for you, but there is no pressure for everybody else to understand for you to do that. We expect for you to have full knowledge completing the course towards the end. Therefore, no pressure to start looking for jobs as you just start the course. No, you have to learn, you have to have real skills, and this goes through classes, validation, homework, and so on. So yes, we are having this directly in the contract, able to review our total price commitment from your side.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay, next one is, what if I join late on or can't participate to a lesson?
Well, also I can take this if it's not a problem, Valentina. Basically, you commit to your arrangements outside of Academy for the course period to be so that you make room for Academy to start with. However, of course, emergencies can happen. So when you cannot attend the lesson, we have a clear procedure for you to inform us about the absence and to provide motivation for your absence. So it's as serious as it can be, because as you understand, there is a lot of effort on the side of the coaches, a lot of material. Therefore, it's having no sense if your attendance is not guaranteed in the class. So there is a procedure for you to motivate your absences, but we would expect you to be able to graduate upon attendance of at least 80% of the course, at least. Even though having in mind that you'll have access to registered classes after you miss a class. So this is to say that you still have to catch up for the content.
Thank you, dear. Okay, you go with the next one. Or...
Yeah, I think Anna can take this one as well. What happens if I decide to leave the course after some weeks for personal reasons?
Yes, great unpredictable situations for leaving the course. We love that, and that's why we've been describing this in our contract for every situation. So basically, you have the right to leave the course for the first 12 days of the beginning of the course. So in the first 12 days, I was correct. So in the first 2 weeks, as you start the course, if you realize that it's not for you, you don't like it, you have other commitments, you don't want to do it anymore, you change your mind basically, you inform us about it, and without any remorse or emotions involved, we say goodbye without any costs involved. Basically, this is what we have in our contract as a first scenario for those who change their mind upfront. But for those who after 2 weeks are in the course, are benefiting from the training, and somehow later, let's say after a month, after 2 months, decide to leave, there will be cost implications for that. So the later you leave in the course, you would have to pay us back more, not the full amount, but the amount is growing as later as you grow in the course. So basically, that's why I said once again, commitment is the key word that I will repeat. You have to make your mind. It's not just a fast decision. It's a 6 months involvement, and you have to make arrangements and make sure that your schedule is going to fit this course. Because after you sign the contract, after you change your mind, beyond the first 2 weeks of the course, there will be financial costs implications for you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I have the last question. I don't know if someone else has some or wants to raise his hand. I'll go with the last one and then we'll see. So in Emanuele's job description before, it was stated that front-end developer also needs some PHP or WordPress knowledge, which is not, as for now, included in the front-end syllabus. What to do with that, and can we get hired the same way? I think it's for both Lucas or Emanuele more.
Okay, I can talk for my experience. Like when you talk about WordPress, you need to have a PHP background. So yeah, you can be hired for a company as to, let's say, develop some plugins for WordPress, but actually depends on the company, how they want you to. If they want you to start in the company already developing some plugins, for example, it depends. But with the content that we are going to teach during the course, it's going to be easy for you to learn how to code and create plugins and to maintain templates using WordPress. So in my point of view, if the job opportunity is for WordPress, not for the content manager, but for the PHP skill, like programming, I think you can get the job as a junior.
I can confirm that, so don't worry. PHP is the base, so even for the WordPress position offerings, especially if, as Lucas said, WordPress is a very close ecosystem, so there are a couple of activities and things that you can build with WordPress, but regarding the plugin stuff, of course, you have to know PHP. So this course is enough to get a job for that.
Okay, thank you so much, Emanuele, for your input on that as well. We have one last question. What are the charges for the course, and when and how we have to pay for them? I think this one is for Anna, but I think we had the slide on that before, so I can also take it. It's 3,000 euros once you get hired in IT. So after completion of the course, you can pay it in rates and monthly rates of 150 euros once you get hired once again. And yes, this is after the completion of the course. All of those details in any case are detailed on the contract that you would need to sign with us. But I also invite you to reach out to Anna in LinkedIn literally directly for more inputs on this. Since we are running out of time, we are already arriving to the end of our presentation. Afterwards, we will in any case check and send back answers for questions that we were not able to answer right now due to the time. I want to remember everyone that we will send this recording of this video as well to everyone, so you can go back to it and check it, and it will be also posted on our social media platforms. So that being said, Our key takeaway of this presentation is that tech is becoming more and more
I have one just before I go. If you want to, someone just sent me.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Very fast. Okay, just someone just sent me here. If it is an advantage to have in the background some Java knowledge. So yeah, yes, it's even better if you have some knowledge in programming. What I would say is that maybe we're gonna see some lessons that is not new for you, but yeah, it's even better. So yeah, we're gonna focus on PHP, that I think it's easier to learn, especially for web development. But in the beginning, if you know Java, you might see things that you already know. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, Valentina. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, don't worry. That's why we're here for answering the Q&A. So thank you for interrupting me, actually. So just to take away that tech is becoming more complex. There is few people who know how to solve all these issues. This academy is for that, for converting you into one of those that can do that can go and approach all the hiring opportunities that are there. And more invitation for you is that the time is now. The time to switch careers and enter the IT world is now. So here is the QR code for our free demo videos that Lucas has prepared. So you can access them by having a screenshot or like trying to access this with your mobile phones. So you can go redirected there for free. Also, if you did that already, here is a QR code where you can register to the courses if you haven't done it. Also, you can get to check the link directly from the website link. It's also detailed there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for your time, for being here connected with us, for all of your questions, and raise your hands if you're backend, and see you soon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.